What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show, episode 107 to be exact. This is a super exciting episode because you ask and it shall be given. Today we're going to be talking about none other than Ahsoka episode 5. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
I kind of need some more Ahsoka quicker than this, man. That's how I'm feeling.
Okay.
How you doing, G?
I'm straight, bro. I'm excited. I made sure that I did not text Chris when I first saw the episode because I didn't want to not necessarily spoil anything for him because I don't know when he exactly watched it, but I just wanted to make sure like when we talked about it, like I could just go crazy because this was like the best thing I done seen from Star Wars in a cool minute, bro. Like I'm speaking on Mandalorian, I'm speaking on Boba Fett, because the Clone Wars is peak. Anything dealing with the Clone Wars is peak. But before we get into that, today's stamp or not is Star Wars live action better than animation? What you got for me, Chris?
Yeah, I stamp it.
Okay.
I definitely think live action is peak Star Wars, and uh just sometimes when those lightsabers just ignite, it just makes me so happy, and I it, it's Star Wars is just so hard to do without a lightsaber, and for example, seeing it in Ahsoka, seeing the live action them fighting with sabers again just made me feel so good. So I'm gonna stamp it. But how about you? Are you gonna stamp it?
I can't do it. I can't do it. Even though I loved this episode, it's been too many moments in Star Wars over the years. Even if like some of these movies don't even really age that well, depending on which ones you're watching. But like when it comes to the live action, it's just a lot going on. And that shouldn't necessarily be a fault. But when it comes to Star Wars, I always say it, bro. Star Wars is best in animation. And you know why this was good? Because we first saw it in Clone Wars. We first saw it in Rebels. All the Easter eggs, all of these moments. Ahsoka was birthed in animation. So, to keep it simple, I'm going to have to go nah on this one. But just to get a little deeper into the question, Chris, if you had to say, because okay, let me start where this question came from, right? Because I was scrolling on TikTok, and I came across this question multiple times, and that was, if you had to get rid of either everything Spider-Man or everything Batman, which one would you choose? And we can save that question for another day, but to relate it back to what we're talking about today, which is Star Wars, if you had to get rid of either all live action content or animated content, which one would you choose?
I mean, I would still stick with the I mean, I
Oh
just
my.
think Star Wars is the big time movie. Star Wars is the big budget everything. You know what I mean? It's the space. It's
Now.
the Star Wars. Space battles and then lightsabers and then the Force stuff, and it's how it started. It's how it's gone, and it's just different phases. And even for something like Ahsoka and having like Hayden Christensen back, that was like our childhood, like Star Wars, and it's just like so cool seeing it again in the future. So, of course, I would get rid of the animation.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not gonna cap. Because I mean, even though like Hayden Christensen is like dope, right? And being able to see him do this live and everything is great. But what really separates and makes the animation the one you need to save is the storytelling, bro. Like when I think about like getting rid of a piece of content and it just everything from it being gone, right? I'm thinking like that's the only thing I have to watch, nothing else, you know. So that means that it needs to have rewatchability. Now, I can probably say on like one hand, like the amount, maybe not even one hand, the amount of Star Wars movies I would rewatch, like not on some, not on some like,
Some
no,
blasphemy
no,
coming out,
listen,
G.
listen, no, listen what I'm saying, like that I would just turn on like on the regular, not if I was like watching them like to get ready for something else or like for the next thing to come out, or just in my regular routine. Like I just wouldn't turn them all on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain ones, like obviously episode 3, you know, um, freaking New Hope. Like this, it's y'all know the order, right? But if I had only one piece of content that I had to choose from all of Star Wars, it would be Clone Wars. It would be Clone Wars because it's one of like the best stories. It has the most lore. You learn the most about like just not only the Force, but all the different factions that make up Star Wars, and it's freaking so many seasons, bro. So many seasons of content, and you could just keep on going and keep on going. And even though like there was hiatus, when they came back, they just didn't miss. They didn't miss, bro. And I watched it multiple times, and I would continue to watch it. And that's just one. We're not even talking about Rebels. We're not even gonna talk about how freaking the clone show what is his name? That I hated the first season. The Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. Yeah.
The Bad Batch, I did not enjoy the first season, but the second season went crazy. And it just made me appreciate it more because they have time to freaking like tell these stories, you know? And that's just why it's better, bro. It's better, bro. Cuz that's not even to say like the live action Star Wars like lightsaber stuff is awesome, right? But Jedi can really be Jedi. Like if you want to see somebody use the Force, you want to see somebody really go crazy on some droids, on a whole nother Sith, or you want to learn about the Night Sisters, whatever you want to learn about, they got you in the animation, bro. Anything is possible. There's no limitation. So that's why I gotta go with animation alone. But let's get on topic today. Today we're gonna be talking about Ahsoka. I know I've been ranting for a little bit, but Ahsoka episode 5. They gave us the drama. They gave us the drama that we were looking for. Chris, how are you feeling on the 5th episode? Because we only got 3 more left. The 5th episode.
I like it. I like it a lot, and it was definitely, I would say, one of those episodes that's much better to like look at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like sometimes I kind of wish they had like a different set of pacing for an episode like this, because it was like, oh my god, this is everything I want to see.
Right.
And then we finally got to see like live action Clone Wars stuff, which is really cool. Seeing clone troopers running around. Um, I
Captain
know, wish it wasn't
Rex.
as foggy, yeah, but it was really cool seeing all that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think I told you this. Then we go to uh, the whale storyline, and I'm just
The
like,
Burgles.
yeah, I'm like, I hate when they do that. It's like such an interesting half of a episode that
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's its own thing completely, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to another half that could be another episode, but they choose to lump it in with like the really good episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes a lot of sense because it was kind of like a full on like Ahsoka learning her lessons from Anakin before she moves on to kind of apply those, get out of her funk that she'll need going into the new galaxy or whatever you want to call it, to find Thrawn and hopefully Ezra. So it makes sense. It's just like I hate how great it looks and how much feels it brings back to like the animation
Mm-hmm.
and the Clone Wars, and then we just go straight to okay, now Purgle time. Let's get to this new space station. It's just like, oh my god, I could have just dealt with that the next episode. You know, like I would have been completely fine if they just did more cooler. I don't know what do you want to call it, dream visiony stuff. Um,
Purgatory.
yeah, like this whole purgatory episode. Like it to me, it'd been cool if it just went on the entire time. But how are you feeling about episode 5?
I was rewinding, I was pausing, I was losing my mind because for me, like, this is what I asked for last week, or not? Was it last week? But
Yeah,
yeah, this is what I asked for. You know, I was looking for something from Ahsoka that brought me back to those moments in the Clone Wars where she was the only one at a certain point that could have a real conversation with Anakin and they get, chippy. Like, and she was the one learning as like we got along like throughout the series. And we got to see really grow and blossom into who she is now. And it felt like that wasn't there in the show. Like I said in the previous episode that like tonally it feels like she's still in the Mandalorian. Like that
yeah,
Ahsoka fit that vibe. Where this one, I felt like it should be a little bit more lively. And maybe we'll get to see more of why, like more answers to why in the future. Like she feels like this, and um, the whole you have to choose to live aspect of it, like that's just a classic trope. You have to choose to live when you're stuck in the middle, but you can either die right now or you can fight. And um when they were going through their whole progression as far as her and Anakin, and we getting to see, young Ahsoka to warrior Ahsoka to grown Ahsoka, and getting to see all the different forms of Anakin Skywalker at the same time. It was nostalgia overload. It was like, where has this been? Where has this been? And the only reason why, like, I agree that those harsh cuts back to the main storyline to where, like, yeah, you
yeah,
probably could have just ended it when she woke up type beat. We didn't really need
yeah.
this
When she got
last part.
rescued, yeah,
Yeah, like I agree with that, but it makes sense in continuity as far as like what she would
yeah.
do next. So like I can't really fault him for that. Now where Ahsoka
It
looked
just
like,
really takes you down from like a high, you
yeah,
know,
it
like
does.
you feel it in the episode.
Right. Like I was rewatching it before we went and recorded this episode, and I only watched up until the point where she woke up. Like I was like, all
Exactly.
right, I'm good. I don't need to
Exactly.
see nothing else. But I did enjoy, on the contrary, getting to see Jason, really use his gifts and just be very like in tune, and having Hera there really trust him and be able to find Ahsoka, because Jason is, he's the future. Like he is who Ezra used to be, like without him really being there, you know? Even though it's like Kane is not his dad, but that was his master. So basically that's his son at the end of the day. And it was just really cool just to, how subtle um everyone was about his abilities, and finally get a name to freaking Carson, the pilot that has been, a fly on the wall for all these different series, whether it's um Ahsoka or freaking Mandalorian, Boba Fett, everything. That man is in everything. And I just found out his name in this episode. I don't know why it took so long, but you know, there are portions of the secondary plot line that I really did like. But it does feel like, man, like let's get back to what we were talking about. But now that I'm thinking about it though, does that kind of work as like a dream type thing? Because like how like you can only have so many transitions of, because it was a lot of smoke, it was a battlefield, but Like it kind of reminds me now that I'm thinking about it of like how dreams are so fleeting. And like 1 minute you're doing like one dream you're doing this, and the next dream you're doing that, and the next dream you're doing this. Like you have so many dreams within the night. Like maybe that's kind of what they were going for, while also just showing like they're trying to find her essentially, because it was like a whole bunch of like search again, search again, search again, you know. But yeah, overall that joint was freaking fire. But like, what did you think about like the Anakin portion of it, like his actual teachings, like and just his like him showing up, bro, and getting to see him again?
Yeah, it's just 10 out of 10. I mean, to me, even the way they shot the images of him being Vader, not being Vader, or him
Mm-hmm.
lighting up a red lightsaber, or having the yellow eyes. It was just really really cool scenes to see, because some aspects don't really ever happen, but it's like what he is, he's Anakin, he's Vader,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so interesting. Just the turnaround this man had, like people really did not like him.
Yeah.
They just thought he was so bratty, and they're like, how can this dude evolve to Darth Vader? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like growing up, it was just so cool because Anakin was the one that like at one point he had the dual lightsabers and was going I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this guy going hard. And
Yeah.
then as a kid, like him becoming Vader, it was just kind of like, dang, like
Yeah. I was not
this
expecting that.
man went through it. Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is Darth Vader. Okay,
Right.
it just felt like a really, really growing up. It just felt like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Like that makes sense why this guy's a villain. Like
Mm-hmm.
he done burnt up, his master done,
Cut him
messed
down.
him up. He lost his wife, or thinks he lost his wife,
Yeah.
and now he's in this mechanical suit screaming, and it just made
I love the
Vader,
breakdown.
yeah, made Vader make more sense than just, all right, I'm just, I do
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
and to see a 360, him come back to this episode and put on a performance like this dude was practicing all his lightsabers still.
Bro,
Like,
cold, crazy.
yeah, it was very good, and man, like it kind of just let me wanting more. It reminded me so much of the Star Wars Episode 2 and 3
Mm-hmm.
that I just loved it, and it just felt so much nostalgia, like you said. But how do you feel about his return, Anakin's return?
Yeah, I was super geeked.
Clone Wars Anakin too.
Right. I was super geeked because I knew like the lightsaber action was gonna go crazy, because it's just like that's just like a requirement at this point, right? But getting to see him use like all his different like techniques and just little things that we're so used to seeing but haven't seen in a really long time, and then for him to fight Ahsoka, and Ahsoka still not really wanting to fight him, and like having like the little standoffs where they looking in each other's eyes and stuff like that, and
A little
um
yellow in both eyes, I think. I think they both had a
right,
moment where they
right,
went like
like they
evil mode
tapped
on.
in, because it's like that's the whole point, bro, of Star Wars is like anything and anybody can be good or bad. It just takes a moment. Like it's all about like that choice, It's like she could have went full on Sith mode, but she chose it's like, nah, you know what? I beat you, Like let me fall back real quick. But my favorite part of it outside of those lightsaber duels were just, his commentary, because his commentary really reminded me of why, I liked Anakin so much early on in Clone Wars, was because like the way I initially learned about like just the initial lightsaber colors was that, green was the ones that are way more connected to the Force. Like they are the ones that are your thinkers and philosophers and council members and stuff like that. And the ones that's supposed to have like inner peace and all this other stuff, right? But then them blue youngins, And Blue Youngers is always ready to box. Like they are the warriors. They are the ones that if you need somebody to pull up, they got your back. And Anakin was top dog. He was
Yeah.
top dog in that. So getting to hear like the commentary of him just focusing on like her conviction and just like, yo, like you don't really like, do you really want it? Like, do you like her questions were so, I don't want to say rudimentary, but it made sense that she was a child because basically she's still acting the same way as what she was a Padawan when, you know, she could like either focus on the bigger picture and what she actually wants, or she can lock in on like the little small things that'll just like get her to the next day. And I feel like that's what's really been building her up to this point as far as like why she just feels like brick wall, like there's like something stuck, you know, and it's nothing's like not necessarily nothing's working, but you know she just feels like really cold and you know pretty icy, just like her lightsabers, because it comes off as like you know she's very wise, like you say in the last episode, and she's got it all figured out and everything like that. But really, she got PTSD, bruh. You know, like she dealt with a lot. And one thing that we talked about last episode was that you know Anakin trained her to be a warrior, and he said that multiple times throughout. So for him to bring up like, do you even want a Padawan? And she was just like, I don't know. Like she never really thought about it. And you would think after all this time she would have time to process those things, but she never got to finish her training. And those same things that, you know, Anakin was either getting praised for by, you know, people like the Chancellor or aka Palpatine, or the things that he was getting patronized, whatever the word is, for aka Mace Windu, when like he would do something good but had to compromise a little bit just to get the job done. Like at the end of the day, Anakin made a choice, bruh. And he felt like his back was against the wall and nobody was really trying to listen to him. And I'm not trying to sit here and be a Darth Vader apologist or anything like that. But like you said, you could
Child
see,
murdering apologist.
you can see why, you know, things ended up the way that they did, right? Because they were blind by their own, like, we're Jedi Knights. We are keepers of the peace, like these ideals, but in real time, that's not what was really happening. You know? So like I don't know, Anakin's goated, bro. And and like he said, like Ahsoka, aka Snips, is a legacy, and she following right behind him. But I feel like I've been talking for a minute. What do you feel about that, bro?
I think Ahsoka really was trying to deal with the fact that Anakin did become Darth Vader, and that was her master. And a lot of episodes they have in Ahsoka was that idea that you're his apprentice, or you're his Padawan, and you're this unconventional Jedi. And then also she's training Sabine to be an unconventional Jedi also. And you know she has a lot of doubts on whether that's kind of right, or and you know I think Anakin helps her along that path of kind of like, you know, the reason why I taught you to be an unconventional Jedi is because you know they were peacekeepers, but we were in a time of war. You know, you
Right.
can't be a peacekeeper in time of war. That's why you're an unconventional Jedi. It's what they needed in the past was not what they needed at that moment. And then just like going forward, what does Ahsoka need to be in this moment? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Anakin just does a really good job of still being the same person in a way, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but her kind of like getting over the fact that, you know, you fell, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
in a way, I don't know how to describe it. Like this Anakin ghost, I kind of thought it was just gonna be like the good Force ghost, but it just felt
Yeah.
like Anakin was saying, "No, I am literally
Me.
me." Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole time, like I'm the bad guy, Anakin. I'm the good Anakin. I'm literally Anakin Skywalker, and you can't like just like in my mind when I saw Anakin as like a Force ghost, I was like, "Oh, that's only when he's good."
Mm-hmm.
And now it just completely changed my mind that no, this is just Anakin, and he has all the knowledge of the good and bad and the ugly, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just how he is. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think Anakin just does an awesome job, and they were really delicate with his writing, Ahsoka's words, his words, and I definitely think it has a lot of. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's definitely an episode you would like keep in your back pocket of like important um character development.
Yeah.
So
Like we're gonna be coming back to this episode for like years and years to come. Anytime we
yeah,
want to break down anything that has to do with Ahsoka, and even, more context to who Anakin is, because like moments where they were on Mandalore, the siege of Mandalore, and Anakin was like, I wasn't here for this one. I was
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, like this is really him. Like I really felt like they was there, bro.
yeah,
And um having to really make that choice and being like, yo, all you gotta do is just turn. Like all you have to do is just make the decision. Because a lot of people get stuck. And even when you think about like just the unconventional nature of not only just their style of training, but who their masters were, where like if you really take a look from Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan to Anakin, now Ahsoka, each one of them took some type of risk or something that like the the Jedi Order necessarily wouldn't approve of. Like
yep,
the first one was Qui-Gon, where like took on Anakin as an apprentice, right? So first thing is acceptance. Next thing with Obi-Wan is nurture, right? They kept telling him like Obi-Wan, like, man, this dude is dangerous, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, are you sure you want to do this? He was like, nah, my master saw it in him. Like, well, I trust him, you know. And they was saying crazy stuff by Qui-Gon back in the day too. But after nurture, you get Anakin, which just becomes the master, right? Now, after you done mastered the form of fighting which is needed in this instance of the Clone Wars, then you get a straight up warrior, which became Ahsoka. And because Ahsoka was a warrior, she knew she could stand on her own, so that's why she left. That is my head canon of that like group of Jedi, as far as like what it all means. Like you can take that and
hey,
run
I was
with it.
following, I was staring, I was like, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, like I have nothing other than like all the stuff I done seen to really back that up. But that's just where this episode really left me, because, you know, um after this release I keep seeing stuff of like, Anakin really prepared Ahsoka for Order 66. Like in those moments, like if he didn't keep training her as far as like, yo, you're gonna have to be able to fight an unknown amount of enemies, even though he didn't know like that he was going to end up changing sides. Like it was only because of that training that she was able to survive and do everything she had to do, get out of there. And I'm just like, bro, like that's why he's the GOAT, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it's good. It's so good. Um, but let's see, what else? What else could we talk about? I guess we could talk about the whole Purgle situation now. Um, we went
Space
in,
whale,
yeah, we went in on like the main topic,
the
but
good parts. Yeah,
now we got to kind of talk about the future. So obviously, they're going to find wherever Ezra and Thrawn are at, you know. But what is step one now that Sabine is captured, but is with the bad guys. What do you think? What do you think is coming?
I have no thoughts, bro. I don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Like, I kind of don't even understand the plan at this point because
Hmm.
I understand we're going to Thrawn and we're gonna bring him back or whatever. He's gonna be a leader, but it's kind of like it makes me wonder. So, is Ezra actually captured? Is he alive?
Mm.
Is he, like it could be anything.
Yeah.
Like they purposely brought Sabine so then they could fulfill their promise that Ezra's on the other side, but it's like they don't even know.
Yeah. They're still on a hope and a whim that their guy is there.
Yeah, so it's like on this new universe, we could literally see anything. Like Thrawn
Yeah.
already done captured a few planets or something like that.
Hmm.
Ezra is some, master Jedi or not, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Uh, or he's evil, like
Right.
I doubt that, but like like anything is literally possible once they reach this new like area. And I don't know. I think Ahsoka had some line kind of like it doesn't even matter like where we're heading. We
Yeah,
got
she
like
was
a path
like,
forward.
right. She's like, so you think he? Because the robot
Yeah,
was
do you think
like,
he's there?
you think he's gonna be there? It's like, hey, I'm sure we'll find out. Like said something
Yeah,
like that.
and it just really makes me say like, dang, I don't know. I don't know what the heck
Yeah.
because they didn't even know if these whales would go to the right place. You
Correct.
know what I mean? And so
Correct.
it's just kind of like in my mind, there is no Ezra, and Ezra's just gonna randomly save them sometime, somehow.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if we're just gonna walk into a place where Thrawn controls stuff, or maybe it's Thrawn's people are there in this galaxy.
That's what I think it is. Because we
Yeah,
don't see any other blue people like that with red
yeah.
eyes. So,
So
and
I'm done for. I really have no
done what?
theories, no thoughts. I just think Ezra's gonna appear from some shadows or some clouds and start doing some Force stuff, and then we're gonna end the series. But
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be we're gonna see a whole bunch of, maybe not a whole bunch, but either we're gonna see Grand Mountain Throne's people, or like you said, like they're going to really like hone on the fact that he went there and took over, and now he has a fleet of his own ready to bring back. Because it's a like the
like, I'm
ring that
just
they
like, would they
made.
really? That seems so rushed. I'm just like, dang.
I don't know. I mean, like maybe it's not a fleet, maybe it's just one ship, because they did have a ship. It just got destroyed by Purgle tentacles. You know that
Yeah.
could be remnants, and maybe they had enough time based on how time works there, for it to work. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna
Some
be
type of
another
setup.
Luke Skywalker moment where he don't really want to use his lightsaber no more. Like he just really, because he don't got it obviously, but um, there's gonna come a moment where it's like he gonna need that joint. He gonna use the Force and like,
Yeah.
I
He can
got
he
it,
can do stuff without seeing.
going crazy. Oh, I'm
They're
excited to
definitely
see it
building it
though.
up. But I'm definitely picturing like they just go onto a planet and somehow we
Yeah.
learn about this like republic that governs the city, and it's gonna be
Hmm.
Thrawn's people, like you're saying. So and
Haircut or no
eventually we'll
haircut?
find Ezra. Haircut.
Dang it! I don't want there to be a haircut. Ezra look weird with a haircut, bro.
Yeah, he does. He does.
But yeah, definitely a hood though. Definitely a hood.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like
it
100%. It's
has
gonna
to be in
happen.
there. It has to be in there, and he gotta be like got tall too. Like he gotta go crazy, bro. Um,
That would be crazy if he's like ripped. I'd be like, yo, they going
yeah,
crazy now. This is
cause
this
bro,
is
he fighting for his life every day. Like he's still a rebel at this point,
it's
you know.
just yeah, it's just so unknown.
Hmm.
It's just been the biggest mystery for both of those characters that I'm really just interested to see where the story goes.
Yeah, but there's also the whole thing. with Hera right now, where basically like she just lost her job, right?
Technically, but it's a slap on the wrist once they learn the truth.
Yeah, but like, dang, like that's gonna be tough. She got a kid.
They're fine.
Yeah.
And like
Um.
I kind of don't like the fact that um it just Hera at least exposed that there are some type of like spies or separatists in the
Yeah.
Republic still,
Yeah.
and then they still have government people that are like, I don't care that you found that out. You should not be a general anymore. It's just like,
Hmm.
hey, you looking kind of funny there. Like,
Right.
are you? Did you actually know about this operation? So it's kind of like,
Hmm.
I definitely feel like
You're gonna need.
she's gonna expose something that someone else is bad up at the top. Of course, not the main person, but
They're gonna need a lot of proof though, to be able to pull that off because it all comes down to that cheddar, you
yeah.
know,
And
especially
I'm
in
thinking there's still gonna
politics.
be one major big battle on that starship, right?
It has
The
to
one that
be.
flew away.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it
probably
has
like
to
the
be.
last scene.
Yeah. Because like my whole thing about that ship is like it's still a hyperspace ring, so something has to fit in it, technically, right? You know, like so. That's why I feel like that battleship that what's name was on. That's gonna make a comeback, and that's what's gonna fit in that big old junk
Which battleship?
battleship that Thrawn and Ezra were on when they got um
Oh, yeah, that
taken to
makes
the
sense.
new galaxy or whatever. My thing is like how much time is going past, bro? You know, because it's like obviously things
Like
gonna
they
need
could
time
do
to heal,
anything.
but
It's
like
so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it is insane, bro. Insane in the membrane. Um, but I don't really have anything else to really say about that joint because it was just elite. It
Yeah.
was really elite, bro.
Shout out to Hayden.
Yeah.
You did your thing, and I'm glad our generation really appreciates him.
Yep. Should have been more. Should have got more
Mm.
Hayden. He could still like the way they did this jump. He could still be something. He get his own show.
Maybe Ray will get more love in 10 more
Nah,
years.
nah,
Uh-oh.
nah. She OP, bro. She got 3 movies, bro.
I know.
It's everything surrounding her that doesn't lend to there being more from her specifically because
Yeah,
Finn not
maybe just
coming back.
reestablish like a Jedi order and that's it.
I
That's
mean,
it.
yeah, maybe she goes completely solo, but like Finn's not gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Freaking Luke is gone. He Force Ghost now. Leia's gone.
Yeah.
Everybody gone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gone. Um, but like,
That's why they're definitely going back instead of forward because they're
yeah.
like, it's a lot to do like 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
especially since I don't know why they decided to do it that way, but they decided to make like the whole Star Wars saga be strictly about like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
You know, like he is the ultimate antagonist. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's a choice.
They announced that they were gonna make the solo. I mean not solo. What's his name? Daniel Glover's character from
Oh,
uh what is his name? On
jeez, I just can't. I can't get
bro,
Childish
I can
Gambino
see
out of
it.
my mind.
I can see
Uh,
it. I don't want to look it up. I have to though.
Lando.
Lando. The series is gonna be a movie now, so
Nice.
who knows when that's gonna come out? But I'm excited for that because I love Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, aka
Like, I just
Lando.
could not get Childish Gambino out of my mind when they said him. I was just like, yeah, his name is
Yeah.
Childish Gambino. And I was like, no, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's Donald Glover. And I'm like, that's not the character either. And I'm like, eh.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're the goat, bro. Too many
Mhm.
names. Too many names. But you got anything else for Ahsoka?
No. It's good episode. I
W.
can't wait for these. You said there's 3 more?
Yep, 3 more. That's it.
Yeah. and
That's it.
we already done flew to the new galaxy, so
Yep.
we're there. You know, it's time to really
They tapped in
see what
now.
creative spice they got.
Right. They finger on the pulse, it feel like right now, but they gotta keep on going. Like
I
they
hope
gotta
so.
really
Hope
take it
so.
there. Cause I feel like this was just a step to like get her really in her feels. Cause now we've seen a young Ahsoka do it, but now we gotta see grown Ahsoka really become what we saw. You know? She gotta really tap in. So hopefully that happens. Um yeah. What you geeked about, bro?
Well, it is spooky season.
Hmm.
Um,
That's correct.
I got The Exorcist coming out real soon, but I think it's in 2 weeks. But I
Ultimate
have
spook.
been wrapping up Chucky season 1
Mm.
this week. I'm on the last episode, so I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow, and then I'll be able to finish season 2 before season 3 comes out because I started seeing ads on season 3, and I was like, "Dang, like,
Yeah.
this thing really moving." Uh, so I was pretty happy to see that, and another thing I'm geeked about is I'm probably gonna rewatch some of the Saw movies.
Oh,
Um, that's a tough series to get through because there's
that's
a
a lot.
lot.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
lot, bro.
but I'm probably gonna start like after 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then finish all of it because I didn't get a chance to see Jigsaw, and I didn't get to see something else after Jigsaw. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't tell you. I definitely didn't see it.
Yeah, so it's definitely spooky season time. I'm just trying to finish up the series first
Mm-hmm.
because I love me some Chucky, and the show's not bad. It's a little TV.
Writers
It's not
esque.
really a word, yeah, but like TV, sci-fi, or chiller, thriller, whatever those scary movie shows are
Mm-hmm.
on. So it's not like the best acting,
Right.
and Chucky's animations aren't the greatest, but it's still a little
The
like,
voice is there though.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay. I feel like that'd be the main thing,
I don't know if it's the exact same voice. I think it
but it's
is. I
close
think it
enough.
is. It's really close.
Okay.
But they do have some like main characters in it, which is
Mm-hmm.
really cool from the movies. Um, so it's pretty fun, and I'm just glad I'm watching that and catching up with scary movies. So,
Okay. That's
how
what's up.
about you, G? What ya?
Geeked about?
Huh? What you geeked about? I was gonna say something else.
What's wrong?
Oh well. What you geeked about, G?
um, as far as like stuff I've been watching, I've really been in my TV bag recently, and I really just been trying to finish stuff. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for spooky season because
That's what it was. Jesus.
I'm not watching all that stuff, bro. Like
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
ask, what you're watching for spooky season.
absolutely nothing, bro. Like
What scary movie you were going to?
I met my quota. I saw Scream, and I'm good for the rest of the year, bro. Um, but I think what I'm gonna start doing is like because I got a lot of anime that I want to watch too,
Mhm.
so I might be covering a lot more anime for these next few months. But there's also like a lot of stuff that I haven't seen movie wise as well that's available now on stream. So I'm definitely going to be getting into that. But it's just a lot of stuff like I'm trying to pace myself through, but like make sure I'm hit everything because sooner or later, the Geek Awards is coming back. I have to be able to give a proper rating and a proper ranking to help figure out who's gonna win. Because that was super fun last year to do, and it was just like a huge show and everything like that. Um, but yeah, other than that, just going crazy in the gym, bro. Like, bruh, like
That was random.
I
I
can
was like,
see,
whoa.
I can see 225. Like, it's gonna happen, bro. I feel like I could probably already do it, but I'm on a strength cycle where like hopefully by December I can do that 225 bench. And then like I've done my max on like squat was like 315 back in the day, but my knees trashed now, so I'm not really pressed to go super heavy on that. But on the things I can get better at, like I'm really excited to do that, bro. And that's really been it, you know. Cause it's getting cold, and once it gets cold, you can just be in the
Stick up
house.
real fast.
Yeah, it's the time to put in work so you get that summer bod, you know. Cause I've been on a 2-year plan. I was like, all right, 2 years, I'm gonna look crazy. I'm gonna look crazy, and I've already seen progress. But you know, it's just about the process, bro. It's about the process. That's the thing I like about it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm geeked about. We're gonna be back again next week. Don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Review.
Gary movie review. All right. Well, I mean, I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. Like, you want to talk about something scary, bro? I will watch a YouTube video and give you my thoughts.
Get the highlights. Get the highlights.
I will not go though. I just want to be able to, you know, like, because that's the point of the podcast is to talk about what you geeked about. So, like, you know, just let me know, bro. I definitely want to hear your breakdown of some of those things, because some of them I'm interested in, but I would just never watch. And there's others that is just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I don't even know about that one.
Yeah.
But appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Hit that follow button if you're on socials. Leave a review if you're listening to this on your favorite audio platforms. We are now live on the Why I'm Geeked Twitch channel. So if you guys want to be able to watch and listen to the episode before it comes out, 24 hours before it comes out, make sure to follow the channel. And if you subscribe, you'll get to be able to watch the VOD whenever, you know. So definitely do that, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in every single week, bro. Every single week. Y'all been going crazy on YouTube. And yeah, more content is on the way. Holla at y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.
Gone.